ridiculous. Dreaded Meghan denounced for evil behavior as her woke tyrants bully a lecturer. When Dr. Ann Anderson sat at her computer on a March evening last year to host one of her usually well-received lectures, she was relieved to see that about 50 people had signed up for her online chat on Scandinavian design. Her previous talk, delivered in conjunction with the Arts Society, had been a different story, with the nation gripped by the broadcast interview given by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to chat show host Oprah Winfrey, in which they accused the royal family of racism and wrongdoing. Anne had struggled to attract double figures. With that in mind, 65-year-old Anne cracked a joke, saying that she hoped attendance would be better now she didn't have to compete with the dreaded Meghan. It was the start of a brief, good-natured exchange with subscribers in which the academic observed that you couldn't turn the television on without some person of a colourful, by which she meant excitable, disposition having a moan about something. It didn't seem to Anne that anyone was upset by this view at the time. The interesting thing was that people seemed to agree with me. I remember one woman said she was terribly disappointed in the whole affair, and someone else was critical of the Sussexes making their claims when people were suffering such a lot because of the pandemic, Anne recalls now. Not quite everyone, though. One lady in particular, a white, middle-aged woman, reported Anne to the Arts Society, telling them she considered her comment to be racist. The first Anne heard of it was when she received a brusque email 2 days later, telling her she had been suspended for using non-inclusive language. It was the start of a chilling few months which culminated in Anne's 27-year-long status as an accredited lecturer for the organization being removed on the basis that she was a risk. As a result, she has lost 3/4 of her income and endured many sleepless nights replaying the events of that fateful evening over and over. At one point, she was also facing the possibility that she had cancer. It was enormously stressful and upsetting, she says. All this, even though she immediately offered to apologize if she had unwittingly caused offense. Certainly, many people will struggle to see this as anything but another damning insight into the way cancel culture has penetrated every element of British life, although Anne also has a simpler take on it. It feels like bullying, she says. At no point has it felt like the society wanted to really understand my point of view. It felt like they had already decided I was guilty from the beginning. But guilty of what? Even they ultimately admitted I had not made a racist comment but still ruled it to be inappropriate. I am not sure that definition would stand up in a court of law, but it has been enough to decimate my career. It is one reason why Anne has decided to launch legal action claiming breach of contract. For even if you believe her turn of phrase was ill-advised, it surely doesn't justify what unfolded next. I realized enough was enough and I need to fight back, she says. It is the principle as much as anything. I never once could have imagined myself in this situation, but sometimes you must stand up for yourself. If it can happen to me, then I feel this could happen to anyone. When approached for comment, the Arts Society said they understood that this has been a distressing time for Dr. Anderson, and that they did what they could to avoid this outcome but were satisfied they acted reasonably. They said a subsequent review carried out by board members, who were not involved with the original complaint, concluded that they acted properly. A spokesperson said, a serious complaint of racism was made against Dr. Anderson which had nothing to do with her views of Meghan or the royal family. We had a duty to investigate the complaint and to ensure the process was fair to Dr. Anderson. We fulfilled both of those duties.